Welcome to the DLMS Girls Volleyball live stream.
Welcome, everyone. We're about 7.5 minutes away from the start of the game. Tonight, Mr. Way here. I'll be commentating along with Astrid Canistro and Jessica Sipley. We have Erica Carroll running the switcher and Mr. McCullum on the, or Erica Doyle, sorry, and Mr. McCullum going to run the TVs. So we'll be back with you in about 7 minutes for some live commentary. If you only knew how many times I did that to a Brooklyn, especially in 8 squire.
There's like 4 Brooklyns in our class.
All 500 of them. Well, this team's got all the Brooklyns except for one. Oh, yeah. And our team has the 2 Abbeys.
Is there a Brooklyn on this team? No.
What?
There's not. I was wondering if there's a Brooklyn on that team.
There's real tall girls.
So for the first one, go, like for their team, if they're serving first, go first serve of the night is number 12 or whatever.
Yeah, they're serving first for sure.
Just leave it on that, Erica.
Yeah.
Until it's
No,
What's that? What's that school called?
Eleanor Graham.
Did I just say EG?
What? You can say EWG. Eleanor Graham.
EW.
It's EWG and it's Eleanor Graham and EWG.
It's not working. I need to remember the name of that school. EWG?
Yeah, or Eleanor. Everyone can choose.
Eleanor or Elnor?
Eleanor Graham.
Middle school? Eleanor. I'm sorry. Eleanor. So I know
That's
it's
still
Ella.
not right.
I know, but that's how she would
That's
say
how I
it.
know if I got it right. So if they're serving first, I have to go first serve of the night is
Blah, blah, blah for Eleanor Graham.
Yeah, Eleanor
is
Graham.
first serve of the night is Eleanor Graham, number 8, Kate.
Yep, that's what you
Or actually it's number 6.
Oh, I would go like Kate from number 14, Kate.
However you
Eleanor,
want to say it.
Eleanor Graham.
Okay.
It kind of sounds like her name's Eleanor. Yeah.
when Mojay is going to take the floor here soon to hit. If you wanted to run over and ask the Eleanor Graham coach just what the last names were of each one of those and just write it in, they could probably quickly just say, can you fill in the last names? So that you're not
Well, I
saying
can
number
go last
number 12
'cause it's just
Zoe.
gonna stay
Yeah.
Here, this one has writing. I can go.
Excited, Jessica?
Yeah.
Talk.
I like talking, so
Yeah, what are you doing? So you apologize to Mr. Lucy today?
no. What time is this over at?
Oh, there's 5 sets. And ours ended at like 6. So like 5:45. Or 6.
It's 6:30, so.
Not 6:30. The game starts at 4:30. It's not gonna go for 2 hours.
6:15.
I'd say 6, maybe. Or just message her at the second set. Message her after the first set because you never know. Like, it depends on how long a set goes. Like, our first set yesterday was real quick. And our set from yesterday. And then there was the real long one where Lana was serving. And they were the long ones where Abby and Erica went on.
Yeah.
Depends on how long a set is, and then you can tell.
Okay, Brad, were you joking? Pepperdine?
Some of the last names are hard.
Is Miss Reed doing the cameras?
Yeah.
Oh, Emma had a good pick.
Okay. Pepperdine.
What's her name? Everdeen?
Pepperdine. Well, we can change the yellow to gray or something. Pull this up like this. How's that? Properties. Better. Done. Just make sure it works. I should be able to cycle through my camera for right now.
Mess it up on me.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I went to that one, that's why. Okay, so baby starting to shuffle off.
Yeah.
I forgot about camera 1. Yeah, you're good. Now, anyone know where I put the mouse to turn this off? It was right here.
Yeah, so our camera, just an FYI, our camera is delayed, but I don't think your voices are. So,
Right now I'm picking you up clear as day.
okay.
No, so I don't know if that internal mic works or if it's us.
I don't hear her.
I do.
Talk?
Hi guys.
I hear her right here.
I think it's this ear that works.
So flip it around and it'll be the other one.
Yeah, you have them on that.
Okay, talk.
Hi guys.
Do you hear it now?
This is exciting.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dr. Loge Middle School Gymnasium here for some ASD-N Tier 2 girls volleyball, where the Eleanor Graham Eagles are playing against the hometown Dr. Loge Middle School Knights. As you can see on the screen here, we're going to scroll through some of the coaches and players for the Knights. Coached by Krista Cable, Vice Principal here at Dr. Loge. As you can see, Rhea Lauren, number 2. This is her first year playing, coming from Napan area. Abigail Nicholson, number 3. This is her first year playing. She's in grade 8. Brooklyn Gregan, this is also her first year. She comes from Napan Elementary. Brooklyn Sargent, and don't get confused with all the Brooklyns. I know that you'll see that roll through quite a bit. Meredith Perry, this is her first year. She comes from King Street. Avery Hunter, this is her first year playing. Brooklyn Kelly, I didn't lie to you folks, lots of Brooklyns. Carly Akoto, originally from Ian Bailey Primary School.
She insisted on that. She did.
Emma Pelche, coming from Bay St. Anne. This is her first year even at Dr. Loge, so we're happy to have her here. Madison Sanford, her first year playing. From Napan. Samantha Fernandez, Samantha's first year playing. She comes from King Street. And you can see the lineup for the Eleanor Graham Eagles, coached by Jody McDonald. So with me tonight, I have Jessica Sipley and Astrid Canistro to provide some color for everyone. Jessica, what do you think about the game tonight?
I'm really excited.
Yeah, Astrid, what are your thoughts? What do you think is going to happen here? Are you expecting a good game?
I'm expecting a close game because I've watched some of the hits from Dr. Loge and Eleanor Graham. The hits are pretty evenly matched.
Okay. Jessica, why don't you walk us through who the starting lineup is for Dr. Loge?
So we have Brooklyn Gregan and Meredith Perry, Abigail Nicholson, Brooklyn Kelly, Brooklyn Sargent, and Ray Lauren.
Thank you very much. All right, Astrid, why don't you take a look across the way there and maybe outline who's playing for Eleanor Graham?
For Eleanor Graham, we have number 14, Haley Francis. We have number 9, Allie Joseph. We have number 16, Allison Votor. We have number 17, Angel Levi. We have number 13 out there, Pepperdine? Yeah. And way in the back, we have number 15. Geneva Bernard.
All right, thank you. So Eleanor Graham has the ball first here. And I believe that we have number 17, Angel Levi, is going to start us off with the serve. So an underhand serve, and it lands. Point to Eleanor Graham. Could be one of those first serve jitters. No one really knew who to call for it. So serve coming up here, across the net. Couple hits from Eleanor Graham, and it doesn't make it over. So I think we're having some scoreboard issues. And it doesn't make it over the net. So point to the Knights. All right, Jessica, who do we have going to serve here first?
First serve is Brooklyn Sargent.
All right, Brooklyn's number 8. Overhand serve.
That was a really good serve.
Okay, it landed out. So that'll be a point to Eleanor Graham. So right now we're at 3-1. So who do we have going to serve here first, Astrid?
Right now for Eleanor Graham, we have number 15, Geneva Bernard. She's going for an underhand. Just barely skimmed across the net.
Yeah, so now it skims across the net. It's still good, and it wasn't returned over, so a point for the Eagles. So over, 2 hits for the Knights. They're going to get it over. Yep, bumped by Perry. And back over. So we're going back and forth. Set, and it lands. So point for the Knights. So Jessica, who's going to serve now for Dr. Loge?
Up next, we have Abigail Nicholson, number 3.
All right, so overhand serve. Bumped, but it wasn't brought back over, so point for the Knights. It stands at 3 serving 4. So this is Abigail's first year even playing, so it's great to see her out here. And she tries another overhand one, but it doesn't make it over. So point for the Eagles. And now who's our server going to be, Astrid?
For the Eagles, we have number 14, Haley Francis.
Okay. Yeah. Haley definitely looks like a volleyball player. Underhand serve. Okay, and the ref blew it dead. I think it's going to be a point, probably a line violation for a foot. I'm getting the nod from our head camera switcher.
Serving now for the Knights, we have number 12, Meredith Perry.
And Meredith sends it over, and the Eagles get it over after 2, and Brooklyn Kelly brings it back over, and it lands fair. So it's a point for the Knights.
A nice save by Brooklyn Kelly.
Meredith with an underhand serve, and it's not returned. Good try. And that serve went in the direction of Allison Levi. She tried hard. Meredith with another other hand one to Levi. Brooklyn Kelly sends it back.
A nice hit by Brooklyn Kelly, who scored to get another point for Dr. Loge.
So Meredith's on a roll. So Levi sends it over. Sargent sends it back.
So close.
A nice save by Meredith Perry, but it was too short.
All right, so 7 serving 6. Oh,
Nice.
That serve was just by Allie J, number 9.
Who's serving next? Oh, yeah. Serving next is number 17, Brooklyn Gregan.
a powerful serve, but it goes into the net. Great effort from Brooklyn. So that gives us 7 serving 8. Eagles number 13, Pepper Pepperdine, is going to serve. She gets it over with an underhand serve.
Nice save by Brooklyn Sargent.
Oh, and the Eagles can't bring it over, so it's a point for the Knights. So, Jessica, who's going to serve now?
Serving next is Brooklyn Kelly, number 11.
All
Strong
right.
underhand by Brooklyn Kelly, but sadly it was too short.
It was a great effort. She had a lot of intensity bringing it up, but it just floated in but didn't make it across the net. So now we have number 16 for the Eagles, who's Allison Levi. She's going to send it across with an underhand serve. Bumped by Nicholson. Back over across the net, but not returned by the Eagles. So another point for the Knights. We now have 10 serving 8.
Yeah.
So Astrid, who's going to serve here for Dr. Loge?
Right now we have number 2, Rhea Lawrence, serving for the Knights. She's going in with an underhand, and she gets it over.
Oh, great serve. Almost falls into no man's land. Lands in for a point for the Knights.
Rhea Lawrence back for another serve for the Knights.
Oh.
One-handed return is not sent over successfully, so another point for the Knights.
Good effort by the Eagles.
Floater serve, bumped, but not returned over. You know, it's tough when you get those floater serves right up by the net because you're not sure if they're going to cross over or not, and then you're not really sure how to react. So sometimes they're tough. And that landed out. So Rhea's serve was out, so that'll be a point for Eleanor Graham. So we're now at 13 serving 9. And I think we'll have to send the ball, send the ball back over. So who's going to serve now, Astrid, for Eleanor Graham?
For Eleanor Graham, we have number 17, Angel Levi, serving. Short underhand, but well done.
All right, Jessica, who do we have going to serve here for the Knights?
Serving next, we have Brooklyn Sargent, number 8.
Oh, a great overhand serve. Textbook, very well done. That lands in unreturned. So we'll get to see another serve here.
Another strong overhand by Brooklyn Sargent.
Oh, nice
but
save.
it fell short.
No.
Oh, wait, no, it didn't.
So number 14, Haley Francis, she tried to return that with a set, and you can't do that right off of the serve. Okay, bump back over. Now it's Knight's ball. 2 hits. Oh, and it lands in. One of those no-man land, someone has to call it. Those are always tough in the first game of the year. So, Astrid, who's going to serve here for Eleanor Graham?
For Eleanor Graham serving, we have number 15, Geneva Bernard. Oh! Served by hit by number 13 on Eleanor Graham. That just floated across the net. Those ones are hard to get.
A little short, but it was close.
All right, that serve landed into the net, so that'll be a point for the Knights. So that brings us to 17-10. And now who's going to be the server, Jessica?
Abigail Nicholson, number 3, with an overhand serve.
An overhand floater over to the Eagles, but it was returned but out of bounds, so that's going to be another point for the Knights. Yeah, almost just textbook like the last time that Abigail served. She had one that got over, and then the next one ended up in the net. All right, Astrid, who's their server?
Now for the Eagles, we have number 14, Haley Francis, serving once again.
Serving next is number 12, Meredith Perry. Oh, so close.
So another serve into the net. So we're returning those serves, so we're at 19-13 right now.
Now for EWG, we have number 9, Allie J.
Oh, that's a great serve. Brooklyn Kelly tried hard. She bumped it, but it bumped into the net and then landed on the floor. So point for the Eagles, 19-14.
Number 9, Allie Joseph, up again. Nice hit by Ray Alorn to the setter, Brooklyn Dragon. And, short. Nice bump by Brooklyn Kelly, but it just didn't have enough power. Number 9's back at the serving line again. Oh, strong hit.
Nice bump by Ray Lauren. Serving next from the Knights is Brooklyn Dragon, number 17.
She went for a strong overhand. Oh, and she gets the point.
Oh, over the net, but I think it landed out. So that'll be a serve now for Eleanor Graham. We're at 21-17, so who's our server?
For Eleanor Graham, we have number 13, Pepper Dine. Nice bump by Raya Lauren.
Return back. We got a bump here. Another bump.
Nice hit by
Sent
Brooklyn
back
Kelly.
over and a hit into the net. Oh, great effort, great exchange back and forth.
And a point for Dr. Loja.
Yep. Now who's our server?
Number 11, Brooklyn Kelly.
Oh.
Oh, sneaks it over. Lands in good, so that's going to be a point for the Knights. That puts us at 23-17 for Dr. Loge.
That was a
Nice strong hit by
serve.
Brooklyn Kelly.
Oh, bumped into the net. Great try. That's where we were trying to get a
Bumped by
couple
Riley.
exchanges back and forth. And in the end, it ends up into the net.
For the Eagles,
Okay, I think we had a serve that happened before the referee was ready. So I think we're going to get a reserve out of this. So who's going to reserve this?
for the reserve, we have number 16, Angel Votor.
So Angel serves it over, and it gets bumped, but into the net.
Number 16, serving it again.
Well, that makes it into the net. So we have 24-19.
Serving next is Ray Lauren, number 2.
That makes it over. Bump, lands in. That's going to be 25-19. That is going to put the first set with Dr. Loge. All right, ladies, you guys are both on our Tier 1 team. Want to give us any insight? Maybe Jessica, do you want to start and tell us what your thoughts were on the first set?
I think it was really good. They had some really good rallies going back and forth and some really nice serves too.
Yeah, great. Astrid, what did you think?
I think they had some really good hits, and some of their bumps went into the net, but they quickly recovered from it with counters, and yeah.
Yeah, I really like to see that it wasn't just get it over, get it over, get it over, and there was some effort into having a bump, pass it to a teammate, and then trying to get it back over the net. I really like to see that early in the year that everyone's making an effort to do it the way that it should be done, so it was really good.
And Dr. Loge has good 3 hits setting up for a hit, which is good.
So anyone that's new to volleyball, in between, we're going to play all 5 games regardless of who takes each. So in between each, there's a little bit of a timeout and a breather to re-strategize. So the coaches have a chance to speak with their players. Here at the gym, we put a couple of minutes on the clock, but it's all really dictated by head referee Barb Brown. So she lets us know when it's time to get ready. Right now, there's about 2 minutes remaining on the clock. So if you need to go to the bathroom or grab a snack and you don't want to miss the action, right now is the time to do it.
Put the scores down just in case.
It was 25-19
We're team 1.
for DLMS.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. You start off. You gonna start it off, or do you want me to?
You can.
Okay.
I think Sarah said. What was it? Oh,
You didn't want to follow it?
Make a wish.
You're so unlucky.
Serving first is Madison Sanford, number 27.
Nice powerful underhand coming from Madison Sanford.
Oh, nice try.
And a point for Dr. Loge.
Serving again from number 27, Madison.
Another powerful underhand by Madison Sanford.
Oh.
Another situation with Dr. Loge where they just didn't know who called it. Serving for EWG right now, we have number 15, Geneva Bernard. Now the ball's back to Dr. Loge.
All right, so who's our server?
Avery Hunter, number 25.
All right, so Avery's first year here, playing with the Knights on the Tier 2 team. The serve that hit the ceiling, those unfortunate rafters that get us sometimes in volleyball. So there'll be a serve back over to Eleanor Graham, so number 14. And I believe that is Haley Francis. She sends one over.
Oh.
2 bumps and sent back.
Nice hit by Samantha to get the point.
Oh. So the Eleanor Graham player actually landed into the net, so that'll end up being a point for the Knights, which actually puts us now at 3-2 for Dr. Loge.
Serving next is number 23, Emma Peltier.
Some excitement coming from the Dr. Loge bench.
So I think Emma's going to get a reserve at that. I don't think she waited for the whistle, so she's going to give it a try. Underhand serve, but it doesn't make it over, so it lands a little bit short. Great effort for Emma. So now it'll go back over to Eleanor Graham, number 9. So that's Allie Joseph. Allie's going to serve. And Allie comes with an underhand, and she smashes it right into the net. So that'll be a point for the Knights. Now it's going to go back over. Who's our server, Jessica?
Number 24, Carly Akoto.
All right, Carly's going to give us an underhand serve, puts it across right in the middle of the court.
Can I get it over?
And then returned by Eleanor Graham. Great job.
Another point for the Knights.
Oh, off the fingertips, Eleanor Graham, point for the Knights.
Nice hit by Madison Sanford to Brooklyn Doyle. She got it over.
All right, so who's our server? I think it's still Carly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had a big long point there we almost forgot. So Carly's going to serve again. Okay, so that one landed out, so that'll be a point for Eleanor Graham. So we end up now with Eleanor Graham serving. It'd be 4 serving 5. And who's our server?
Now we have, for Eleanor Graham, we have number 6, Kate Hebert.
Oh, and it lands in. It lands in. Good effort by the Eagles.
Serving next for the Knights is Samantha Fernandez, number 26.
All right, Samantha's going to give it a try here. That is a pre-shot routine. With an underhand, but it doesn't make it over. Is actually caught by her teammate. But it was a great effort.
Now for Eleanor Graham, we have serving now. We have number 2, Fiona Fletcher.
And Fiona drives it right into the rafters. It was a great try. A lot of effort into that, but it didn't make it over. So it'll be a point for Dr. Loge. 7 serving 5.
Serving next for Dr. Lozier is number 18, Brooklyn Doyle.
So Brooklyn with a floater. Bumped, but bumped out. So that'll be a point for the Knights. Brooklyn has a pre-shot routine. The underhand serve. But it lands short. It was a great effort. We have a serve back to the Eagles.
Now we have number 17 serving, Angel Levi.
So Angel with an underhand serve. Bumped by Dr. Loge and sent back over the net. Then sent back over by Eleanor Graham. And Carly tried with a save, but it landed out. So that'll be a point for Eleanor Graham. So Levi's set to serve again. Another underhand serve. That lands out, so that'll end up being a point for Dr. Loge.
Serving next from Dr. Lozier Middle School is Madison Sanford, number 27.
All right, from the Napan area, coming from Napan Elementary.
Powerful serve from Madison Sanford.
Another great serve from Madison.
Yeah, a lot of power in that underhand serve, and it kind of lands in no man's land. Great for Dr. Loge. So she's going to have her third serve coming up.
And she gets it over.
Nice hit by Avery.
So it was bumped by Eleanor Graham, then tried to bring back over, but it landed out, so it's ending up being a point for the Eagles. Who's our server?
Serving for the Eagles right now, we have number 15, Genevieve Bernard.
Serving next.
No, there must be, maybe it's a reserve, I'm not sure.
Oh.
Nice try by Avery Hunter. Now for EWG, we have serving number 14, Haley Francis. Now we have another serve by Haley.
So Haley gets it over, and it's a great serve, lands right in the middle. No Knights are even close. So that was perfectly placed by Haley. Okay, bumped over, but when it was returned out of bounds, so another point for the Eagles. So we're actually at a gridlock 12-12 right now here in the second set.
Lots of excitement from both benches as Haley goes for another serve.
Nice.
Nice dig, but it landed out. Great try by Madison. She was down on her knees to return that, but when it came over, it landed out. So Francis will retain serve. And that serve landed out.
Serving next for the Knights is Emma Pelletier, number 23.
Now for the Eagles, we have serving, we have number 9, Allie Joseph.
So Allie's going to give us a serve here. And she gets it over. And just like before, it lands in no man's land. That's a perfectly placed floater from Joseph.
So we are 15 serving 13 currently. Oh.
Oh, almost in a carbon copy of the last one in the same spot. Avery Hunter's trying hard on those, but it's just a little bit too far for her. So Coach Cable tries to adjust her lineup. A different spot. Sent back over, hits the rafters. That's going to end up being a point for Dr. Loge. It's nice to hear, and since we don't have a gym full of fans, it's nice to hear all the excitement from the bench. Oh, great try for Eleanor Graham, but it wasn't able to be brought back over, so it'll be another point for the Knights. So who's our server, Astrid?
For the Knights right now, we have number 24, Carly Akoto, back with another underhand serve.
So Carly took a lesson from the Eagles, and she found one of those perfectly placed floaters. That underhand floater is starting to find its way to the floor. And that's bumped by the Eagles.
Close set for the Eagles as number 6, Kate Hebert goes to serve.
Also, Kate tried, but it wasn't able to be successful. All right, who's our server, Jessica?
Serving next is Samantha Fernandez, number 26.
There's that pre-shot routine. Clips the top of the net and sneaks in for a point for the Knights.
Nice underhand serve by Samantha Fernandez, and she snaps to the line for another one.
Oh, so close.
Just hits the net, unable to get it over, so it'll go back to the Eagles. Astrid, who's our server?
Right now for the Eagles serving, we have number 2, Fiona Fletcher.
So Fletcher over, and the Knights weren't able to return the serve, so that'll be a point. So Fletcher will return the serve, or retain the serve. Well, another perfectly placed shot, just landing in before the red boundary line. So our score update, we actually have 20 for Eleanor Graham, serving 10 for Dr. Loge. Close. And at this level, it can go back and forth pretty quick. So she tries the same shot, but this time it was not in. So the serve will go back to Dr. Loge, and that'll take us to 19 for Dr. Loge, serving 20. So Brooklyn Doyle with our serve, but that makes it into the net. So now the play will go back over to Eleanor Graham. Astrid, who's our server?
For Eleanor Graham, currently we have number 17, Angel Levi serving.
All right, so Angel's set. Underhand serve, a floater.
Nice hit by Avery Hunter.
Oh, way to go, Dr. Loge. 3 hits to send it over.
Oh, that was a close.
But Eleanor Graham finds the middle of the court, and they get the point.
Lots of excitement coming from Eleanor Graham and Dr. Loge from the benches.
Yeah, that's one of those nice ones that you like to see. The 3 hits from Loge, 2 hits from Eleanor Graham for our point scored. All right, so that wasn't able to be returned, so that'll be another point for Eleanor Graham. They're at 23, and the Knights are at 19, so they're 2 away here. But that one ends up into the net, so that'll be a point for Dr. Loge. So we're at 20 serving 23. Jessica, who's our server?
Serving next from the Knights is number 27, Madison Sanford.
And Madison with a laser underhand. It was a nice bump from the Eagles player, but they weren't able to return it. That was an absolute laser right over the top of the net. Now she tries a floater right into the middle of the court.
Oh.
They volleyed the serve, and you can't volley a serve.
No. So that actually tightens us right back up at 22 to 23. Another laser right into the middle. Oh, Sanford finds the sweet spot in the middle.
Tie the game.
We are 23, serving 22.
So we got the floater in the middle. Was not able to be returned, so we're at 24-23. Sanford still serving. She goes back to the laser over the top. Bump, bump, bump. That was 3 hits and then into the net, so that makes us 25-23.
And Dr. Loge wins the set.
Wins by 2, that's what you need here. So that brings the second set to a close with a final of 25-23, this time in favor of Dr. Loge. So Astrid, what were your thoughts on the second set?
As you can see, both teams are warming up to the court more. The first game jitters are gone.
Jessica, what are you thinking about some of the growth that we've seen so far in the game?
I think that the more they play, the more they get comfortable with the ball, and yeah, I think it was really good.
So Astrid, you guys had a Tier 1 game earlier this week. What was it like when it was your first time out on the court for the year and the ball came across to you? What were your thoughts? What was going through your head?
It was nerve-wracking, and I was scared because it was my first game, but I got used to it, and we did end up winning, and it was really fun because to play with my friends.
Yeah. We only had one practice before the game, so it was a little more stressful, but we all knew each other and the teammates. Everyone called the ball, and it was nice.
So, Astrid, I'll start with you this time. When was your first time to serve this year? When you stepped up to the line and it was the ball and the camera literally was pointing at you, what were you thinking?
I was nervous. I really didn't want to mess up. Yeah.
Jessica, what did you think?
I was more scared, like if I didn't get the ball over, than the cameras watching me.
That's good. We're glad to hear that. So now, with some of these girls being their first time playing, do you think it's going to be a little bit more stressful, or do you think it's a little bit looser now that it's going to be their second time out on the court? What do you think, Jessica?
Well, I think that it is some of their first years, but they're doing really well, I think, and they get along great together.
So, Astrid, what do you think now? This is going to be the third set, so at least some people are going to see the court for the second time. How did it make you feel after you got into the game?
Oh, you were a lot more comfortable with the hitting, and with Dr. Loge and Eleanor Graham, you can see how the score gets closer and closer every time. So I expect this set to be a close one again.
Yeah, it'll be interesting this time to see how we make out. So, Astrid, why don't you walk us through the Dr. Loge starting lineup here for third set?
Yeah, for Dr. Loge, we have Brooklyn Gregan, number 17, Meredith Perry, number 12, Carly Akoto, number 24, Madison Sanford, back out again, number 27, and Rhea Lauren, number 2, Brooklyn Sargent, number 8.
And Jessica, why don't you walk us through the Eagles starting lineup here for third set?
Okay, so number 12 would be Zoe Zaga, and number 4, which is Daisy Triska. Number 1, Elizabeth Augustine. Number 3, Bella Levi.
Oh.
Number 4, Daisy Triska. Number 17, Angel Levi. And serving for the Eagles. Serving for the Knights, we have Brooklyn Sargent, number 8.
So
Another powerful overhand. Oh.
A great overhand serve from Brooklyn. So a floater that lands in. So that is a point for Dr. Loge. And that one is not in. So it was a great effort by Eleanor Graham, but it wasn't returned. So we have a 4-0 score so far. Another overhand serve from Brooklyn. Bump right off the bat, and it's in. A great return.
Serving next for the Eagles is number 17, Angel Levi.
So Dr. Loge returns it after a bump. Eleanor Graham tries the same thing, but it lands out.
Now serving for Dr. Loge, we have number 27, Madison Sanford.
So Madison with that underhand that we saw at the end of last game. Eleanor Graham puts it over. Dr. Loge returns. But the Eagles are unsuccessful in their attempt to put it back over. So we actually have 6 serving 1 right now.
Knights coach, Mrs. Cable, calling for 3 hits for the Knights.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to get points, but at the same time, you got to develop the game a little bit, so it's not about just get it over as fast as you can. So Madison with an underhand serve, bump, bump, and it comes across the net, and it lands out. Okay, we have clarification. It did land out, so that will end up being a point for the Knights.
Nice strong underhand by Madison Sanford.
Another point for the Knights.
Good attempts by Eleanor Graham to stop Madison's serves.
All right, so that was a a bump that went directly into the net. That'll be a point for Dr. Loge. So we have 10 serving 1 right now here in the third set. Live action coming from the Dr. Loge Middle School Gymnasium. Oh, exciting play there. Carly tried with a bump. Meredith with a big dig dive, but we were unsuccessful in putting it across, so it'll end up being a point for Eleanor Graham. Now we have a new server.
Number 12, Zoe Gerald Gaza.
So Zoe had an unsuccessful serve, and now it comes back over to Dr. Loge.
Number 24, Carly Akoto with a nice underhand.
So Carly with an underhand floater lands in. She hails from Ian Bailey Primary School. She skipped a couple steps. So another floater.
A point for the Eagles.
So a heads-up play there for Eleanor Graham. Their player was going in to return it and recognized that it was going to fall out, and she backed off and allowed it to do so. So they get the point. Who's their server?
Number 4, Daisy Trescott.
All right. Daisy with a great effort, but it was unsuccessful. Now the serve comes back over to Dr. Loge. Who's their server?
Number 12, Meredith Perry with a nice underhand serve.
Meredith with an underhand into the middle. 2 bumps up into the rafters. Lands out. So that's going to be a point for Dr. Loge.
The Eagles with 2 very high bumps into the rafters. Another serve for Meredith Perry.
So Perry's going to go with another underhand serve. She floats it into the front court with a bump return. The Eagles bring it over. And Dr. Loge tries the bump volley, and it's just over Brooklyn's head. So it'll land in for a point for Eleanor Graham.
Serving next for the Eagles is number 3, Bella Levi.
So Levi's here with an underhand serve. She, just doesn't get over. It clips the top of the net, and it falls short. So the serve will come back over to Dr. Loge. And we have Brooklyn Gregan, who's about to give us, I believe, another overhand serve, the way she's smashing at the ball. Little spin on it, right into the front court. And it's a bump, but then the Eagles are not able to get it back over, so it's going to land in as a point for Dr. Loge.
Brooklyn Gregan back with another serve.
She does not like that ball. She gives it a big smack on its way down. She floats one in, and it lands right in the middle of the court, perfectly placed. Smash, smash. A big smack on the ball. Oh, and the Eleanor Graham player tries to return it, but it spins off and out of play, so that'll be another point for Dr. Loge. And her score right now in the third set stands at 18 serving 4 for Dr. Loge. Gregan with a big serve, but it lands out. Eleanor Graham recognizes that it was traveling that way, so they let it go, and it'll be a point for the Eagles.
Serving next from the Eagles is number 1, Elizabeth Augustine.
So Augustine's up, ready. She's going to give it an underhand go, and it just lands short of the net, so that'll be a point for Dr. Loge. And who's our server?
For Dr. Loge, currently serving, we have Rhea Lauren, number 2.
So Rhea with an underhand bump. And 2 bumps so far from the Eagles, but it lands in the back court, down in the ground, so that'll end up being a point for Dr. Loge.
So right now we are 20 serving 5.
So Rhea with an underhand. It lands out. No Eagles touch it, so it's going to be a point for Eleanor Graham. So you're going to have a rotation here. Who's our server?
Number 8. I think it's number 8. Yeah, number 8, Avery McDonald.
Avery McDonald here with the serve. Underhand floater, but it doesn't make it over the net.
Now for the Knights, we have Brooklyn Sargent serving, number 8.
Oh, overhand serve into the middle. A one-handed bump that can't be returned. So Angel Levi tries a one-handed bump, but she couldn't get it back over. So, ooh, a little cute one that just clears the top of the net. Everyone's kind of playing that big, fast, hard one from Brooklyn, and it just sneaks over the top of the net. Here comes more her speed. So we're at 24-6 here in the third set.
Just one more point for the Knights, and they win this set.
And she floats one into the front court, and it's an unsuccessful return, so that'll draw a conclusion to our third set here at 25-6. I would say that our third set was really summed up in terms of serving. Dr. Loge had some overhand serves, and they were well placed. And you can really see that at this level, an overhand serve can put the players on their defensive heels, makes it a little bit harder, and you're not really sure what's going to happen. So,
Lots of excitement coming from the Knights as they won their third set.
so Jessica, when's the next game for the Tier 1 team?
I believe it's next Tuesday against Max Aiken Academy.
Okay. The Cross River rivalry continues. So we're here live from Dr. Loge for some ASD-N girls Tier 2 volleyball between the Eleanor Graham Middle School Eagles from the Rexton area against the Dr. Loge Middle School Knights from Miramichi. We're at the very beginning of the fourth set here. We have a quick turnover now. Astrid, why don't you tell us who's going to play this set for Dr. Loge?
For this set, we have number 3, Abigail Nicholson, number 2, Rhea Lauren, number 25, Avery Hunter, number 11, Brooklyn Kelly, number 8, Brooklyn Sargent, and we have...
Take a guess. I bet you it's a Brooklyn.
Oh, it is. It's another Brooklyn. Just can't see your number.
I think she is, I don't know what number she is actually. Oh, number 18.
Brooklyn Doyle. So we have 3 Brooklyns to end off. And Jessica, who's our starting lineup for Eleanor Graham?
Okay, so first we have Pepper Pepperdine, number 13. Number 16, which is Allison Votor. Number 2, Fiona Fletcher. Number 14, Haley Francis. And I can't see. Number 16, Allison Votor. Who's that? Yeah. And I can't see.
And I believe it's number 9, and that's Allie Joseph. I actually have a little bit different angle, and I can see that's Allie Joseph. So there you have it, folks. That's our starting lineup here for our fourth set, just about to begin. Hopefully Mr. Mike McCullum doesn't let that horn blow in everyone's ears. I'm sure he won't, as the ref calls for the players to come up. And we have the start serve,
Which is number 2, Fiona Fletcher.
No, Dr.
Oh,
Dr. Loge has first serve with number 8, Brooklyn Sargent. Powerful overhand by Brooklyn Sargent to score the point.
and Allie Joseph with the bump, but it goes into the net. Great effort on her part. Takes a lot of guts to get down on your knees and try and return those. Oh, and a wonderful bump by Eleanor Graham, and it lands in. It lands in, so that'll bring the serve over to them. Who's our server?
Serving for the Eagles is number 15, Geneva Bernard.
So Geneva brings it over.
That was a nice day.
Brooklyn Kelly dives, but is, oh, so that's Rhea Lauren. She dives, and she is not able to bring it over the net, so that'll be a point for Eleanor Graham. Another floater serve to Lauren. She bumps it over, and it's bump and back and forth action here.
Nice hit by Brooklyn Sargent.
And we have a 3 hit,
Oh.
but not able to bring it over. And that's tough because I know the coaches want to encourage as many 3 hits and passing the ball and teamwork, but sometimes you just want to get it over, and sometimes that's just the angle that it takes.
Now for the Knights, we have number 18, Brooklyn Doyle serving. Nice underhand, makes it over the net.
Oh.
Beautiful hit by Avery Hunter to score another point for the Knights.
So Avery smashes at it. It just tickles the top of the net and lands in for the Knights. So they're up 3-2 early here in the 4th set.
Another serve for Brooklyn.
And it just, that's the game. It gets you back. She just clips almost the same spot, but it didn't fall in. So it'll end up going serve over to Eleanor Graham.
Number 14, Haley Francis.
So Haley floats one over. It's returned. Oh, no. And number 13, Pepperdine. She tried for a bump, but it was unsuccessful. So now the serve's back over to Dr. Loge.
Number 3, Abigail Nicholson tries an underhand, that is short.
She just floated that off the corner of her hand and didn't get enough steam to get it across.
Serving next for the Eagles is Allie J. Joseph, number 9.
So Allie floats one right into the perfect spot. It is not returned, so that'll be a point for Eleanor Graham. Oh, same spot. Almost the same spot right over the front court, and the back court doesn't move up to play it. Those are always the tough ones. They're just where you're not sure who's going to play it. That's where communication and really just time on the court become key. So Joseph with the serve. They learned their lesson that time. Brooklyn puts it back over.
And a point for Dr. Loge.
And Fletcher was unable to bump it back over, so it'll end up being a point for the Knights.
Now for the Knights serving, we have number 2, Rhea Lauren.
So Rhea with a floater and underhand. Again, Eleanor Graham tries the bump, and it's just off the corner of their hand, and it just doesn't get enough air to get returned. So we're at a 6-6 tie here. Floater into the front court. We got a bump that's returned across the net, but it lands out. Could see the coach Cable that was screaming, please don't hit it, it's going to go out. And Rhea tries a floater again, and it just goes off the side of her hand and out. So the serve will return back over to Eleanor Graham. We're here at a 7-7 tie.
Serving from the Eagles is number 13, Pepperdine.
I wonder if her nickname is Salt. So Pepper puts it across, and Brooklyn Kelly sends it right back over the net, and then the Eagles are not able to get it across, and it'll be a point for the Knights.
For the Knights serving, we have number 23, Avery Hunter.
And Avery Hunter tries just like the others before her, and just goes off the corner of her hand and just doesn't get enough air to get across. Great try by Avery, though.
Serving from the Eagles is number 16, Allison Voto.
Hit into the rafters by number 18, Brooklyn Doyle for the Knights.
And Brooklyn had great form on her bump, but it just went a little too high, and that's where you want to use your legs and not your arms, and it's so hard when it's coming at you. Oh, Hunter had it. Perfect. 2 bumps and sent back over, and a dive by Geneva Bernard, and is not able to put it back over, so it'll be a point for the Knights.
Brooklyn Kelly for the Knights, number 11, serves and hits it into the rafters.
Just a little bit too much gumption on that. It hits into that cross rafter. They get you every time here in volleyball. You just want to raise it up another 10 feet so you don't have to deal with it, but unfortunately, both teams have to play with the same situation. And that was a serve by Fiona Fletcher, and it just landed outside of the line, so that the serve will come back to Loge in a 10-10 tie.
And a powerful overhand by number 8, Brooklyn Sargent on the Knights.
So Sargent with a bump after it's returned by the Eagles, and Nicholson puts it across. Couple of hits. And now we're bump back and bump back. Oh. And Hunter had the set and had to try and get out of the way, so no one ended up on her back. And it's one of those awkward ones where you don't know where it's going to go. So Geneva Bernard with the serve. She sends it across. But I think there was a line violation or maybe a net violation, but it was blown dead by referee Barb Brown. And it'll be a point for Dr. Loge.
For the Knights serving right now, we have Brooklyn Doyle, number 18.
Doyle
Nice underhand, gets it over the net.
Yes, she did. And then they sent it right back over, and Rhea tried to bump it, and it ended up in the net, and the coach is saying you should have hit it with the overhand.
Serving from the Eagles is number 14, Haley Francis.
So Francis over. Okay, we had 3 hits.
And a point.
See, good things happen when you have 3 hits. Both teams are getting rewarded.
Nice save by Rhea Lauren to Abigail Nicholson, who gets it in the rafters but yet doesn't hit anything.
That's right. All right, Abigail with an underhand. Pepperdine puts it back over. 2, 3. Rhea tries. Oh, great effort by Rhea. That's exactly what the coach wants to see. They'd rather see that outcome than not trying that at all. So
serving from the Eagles is number 9, Allie J. Joseph.
So a couple of hits and sent back over. Oh,
nice
good recognition, and they send it back. And Hunter wasn't quite ready for that one, and it just snuck over her head. So Joseph with the serve again. And she sends it over into the backcourt, and it's returned with a bump, sent back over the net, and then the set wasn't returned back across. So it'll end up going to the Knights this time.
For the Knights, we have serving number 2, Rhea Lauren. Nice underhand, but falls up short. We're still seeing lots of excitement coming from the bench of the Knights and EWG.
Serving from the Eagles is number 13, Pepperdine. That was a nice save from Brooklyn Sargent.
Nice hit off the net from Brooklyn Sargent. Number 23 for the Knights, Avery Hunter, going up for a serve. 25.
25. Serving for the Eagles is number 16, Allison Votor.
So Votor with an underhand serve, and it just lands in one of those spots. It's just over the top of the front court and not quite far enough into the back court that anyone feels comfortable. And that hits into the cross beams. Play blown dead. Oh no, I think it was it was a net violation ahead of that. Jessica, what did you see on that one? I thought that was up in the rafters, but maybe I was looking and something happened at the net.
Oh yes, so it went up to the rafters and then it came down and Brooklyn hit it into the net.
Okay.
Brooklyn Kelly going for another serve, number 11.
It's so hard to keep your rhythm on that, and you get so excited. So it'll be back over here. So the Eagles serve was unsuccessful by number 2, Fletcher. Good effort, but it just didn't get over. So now we have an overhand serve by Brooklyn. Bump, back over. Overhand hit that lands.
And a point for Dr. Loja.
Yeah, and Haley Francis was right over there but unable to get it.
Another overhand by number 8, Brooklyn Sargent.
So now we are 19 serving 18.
So we're at a close one here in the fourth. The third went quick, but this one is back and forth action. So Ray with the bump, sent back across by Brooklyn. And the Eagles with a bump Joseph bumps it. It clips the top of the net and just rolls over the top. That'll give them the ball back. Now Geneva Bernard with the serve. Great job, and Brooklyn Doyle can't believe it. So that makes it 21-18 for Eleanor Graham. And an underhand serve that's quickly bumped back over. The Eagles try the same thing, but it ends up in the rafters, and they are unable to keep their serve, and now it'll go back over to the Knights.
For the Knights, we have number 18, Brooklyn Doyle, serving.
So Brooklyn, it's just a tale of play in that net. This one just rolls over the top. It floated. It just clips that top rail and lands in. So a lucky break. This one goes a little bit deeper. Bump return. And Hunter sends it into the net. It was a great effort. She was definitely trying to get it over, but it just lands in. So now it goes back to Eleanor Graham at 22-20. Oh. So Nicholson knew that she had to bump it, but she wasn't in the proper position, and when she did, she hit it, and it went out of bounds. So Jesse, who's our server?
That was number 14, Haley Francis.
So Francis with one into the backcourt here for Dr. Loge with a bump, but then they were not able to get it back over, so we're here at 24-20. Francis with a serve, and if she gets it in, that's the set, and it is. So Eleanor Graham takes the fourth set at a final of 25-20, and they are excited. So Astrid, what was it like in your game the other night when you guys played Gretna Green, when you took down a set? How did it feel, whether you were on the bench or playing, how did it feel when you took down your set?
It was exciting and stressful, like both of them. You never knew what, like Gretna Green with us, it was kind of back and forth, so it was a little stressful, but yeah.
What was it like? Because I know that Gretna Green did take a set from you guys. How did that one compare and contrast?
In some of the sets, in the sets that they took from us, they had a lot of them were from their overhand serves. A lot of powerful overhand serves from Gretna Green.
So you can really tell that at this level, whether Tier 1 or Tier 2, you know, the ability to get that serve in is a big factor. Now, do you try an overhand serve, or are you an underhand server?
I can get my overhand serve over sometimes in practice, but during the games I like to stick with a safe underhand.
And that's probably more of a confidence thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how many in practice, what's it going to take for you to feel comfortable to try your overhand serve in a game?
I don't know. Out of 10, I'd say 8 out of 10 maybe for me to try it during a game.
Okay, that's good.
We have some powerful overhand servers on our team, like Erica Doyle and Abby Wishard. Loud cheer from the Knights to start off the fifth and final set.
Yeah, so just a quick recap, if you can see on the screen, the first set went to Dr. Loge at 25-19. Second set was 25-23. That was a little bit closer. Then in the third set, that was really just a matter of serves getting in, and that went to 25-6 for Dr. Loge. And then Eleanor Graham just took the fourth set at 25-20. So now we're entering our final set here. And Astrid, who's our starters for Dr. Loge?
For Dr. Loge, we have number 27, Madison Sanford. Number 24, Carly Akoto. Number 23, Emma Peltier. Number 17, Brooklyn Gregan. Number 12, Meredith Perry. And
number 17, Brooklyn.
I said number Samantha. And number 26, Samantha Fernandez. And a short serve.
That was Elizabeth Augustine, and she just had a short serve on that.
Now for a serve from the Knights, Meredith Perry, number 12.
So Meredith goes with an underhand into the front court. And that's bumped, but not able to be returned by number 9, Allie Joseph. So that makes it 2-0 right now for early in the 5th set here. So Perry keeps the serve.
Meredith up for another serve.
So she floats it into the middle. And number 14, Haley Francis with the bump, but then Eleanor Graham can't send it back over across the net. So we're early in the 5th set. Perry with a serve. Sends it across. And Geneva Bernard with a big bump, but it lands just out. Just out. Meredith sends it across, and that falls in between Haley and Geneva.
Another serve for Meredith.
So Meredith goes to the other side of the court this time. And then Emma Pelche swings it with a bump, and it just tickles across the tape and lands in for another point. So we're at 6-0 right now, early in that 5th set. So Eleanor Graham's unable to get it across safely. Oh, the first one comes over, and then Carly sends it over. And now it's a battle going back and forth. In the end, Eleanor Graham hits it into the net. So we're at 8-0. Bump return, and that one just clips the rafter. Oh, hands on the head. She can't believe it.
Meredith coming for her 9th serve. 8th. She gets it over.
Oh, and she kind of changed it up a little bit. They've been expecting that floater, and she just goes the other way and a little bit lower. Fools them a bit. Back to the floater. And it just lands in, just out of the reach of number 14, Haley Francis. There's a bump. Goes back into the backcourt, and then it just falls in between the two. So we're just waiting for the ball to get retrieved.
Now we are serving 12-0.
Meredith back again with another serve.
There's no limit to your serve on this. That falls in again, right in the... We're going to have to nickname that place the Meredith Perry service spot. Just put a big circle down there, because it seems like every other serve lands right in there. Okay. And then Joseph tries the bump, and it just clips into the net. Okay, Joseph sends it across, and the Knights are not able to get it back, so we'll have a change over here. Eleanor Graham getting their first point, so we're at 14-1. Who's our server?
Number 15, Geneva Bernard.
Okay, and we didn't get it over the net, so Geneva wasn't successful with their serve. Now who's going to come up here for the Knights?
Serving for the Knights, we have number 23, Emma Peltier. The ball goes back to EWG.
So I think we might have a substitution. Yes, I think we did have a substitution. So we'll get you who the players are here in just a second, but we have Emma Pelche who's about to serve. She kind of takes a little bit of a run at it, and her feet aren't set, and she wasn't able to get it over. So we have number 14, Haley Francis, who's going to serve for us. And the Knights aren't able to return it. So we had a bump and then another try, and it falls in, so that'll be a point for Eleanor Graham. I can kind of feel the excitement on the Eleanor Graham bench. Okay, Coach Cable will be happy with that.
Nice 3 3 hits from Dr. Loge.
Yeah, that's what the coach has been saying.
Carly Okoto serving for the Knights, number 24.
So Carly sends it over. They play the rafter game. And I think that's one of our new substitutions that's on.
Now we are 17 serving 3.
Oh,
A nice hit by Allie J. Joseph from the Eagles.
so Joseph had the nice play to get served back, and now it's her turn to serve. She spins the ball, sends it right over the top, and Dr. Loge is not able to come up with a successful return. It was a double hit by the player. So the serve goes back to Eleanor Graham. Joseph tries the same one, but this time it goes under the net. It was a great try. She kind of has that sidearm swing on it.
Nice attempt by Madison Sanford, number 27 for the Knights.
Serving next from the Eagles is number 12, Zoe Jozaga.
And Zoe hits that up straight as an arrow, and it lips into the rafters. An unsuccessful serve. And now the ball's back to the Knights.
Samantha Fernandez, number 26 for the Knights, back with another serve.
And Sam tries, and it's just short. She was trying for the float serve into the front court, and it lands into the net. So now we have number 6, Kay DeBear with the serve.
Nice try by Emma Peltier.
So the Eagles serving Hebert. She puts it over. Nice serve. Okay, Sanford with a bump. Tries to get it over. Brooklyn tried hard, but it ends up in the net. So Kay DeBear will come with another serve. We're right now at 19-9 for Dr. Loge in the 5th set. 2 bumps and a crossed. Oh. And the Eagles player just got crossed up. She wasn't sure if she wanted to bump it or set it, and in the end, it didn't make it back across.
Number 17 for the Knights, Brooklyn Gregan, going back up for another serve.
So I think we're going to see an overhand serve, and we do. Into the front court, lands between the 2 players, and it's a point for Dr. Loge. Gregan really has some aggression against that ball. I think we might see another substitution. So number 14, Francis comes off. And we have number 3 coming on. That's Bella Levi. She takes her spot on the court.
Brooklyn Gregan going for another overhand. It falls short.
Just hits right off the side of her hand. And those don't get enough steam to get over, and they kind of spin. It's a great effort, great form. But you can't get them all.
Nice hit by Carly Okoto.
Okay. So our server for Eleanor Graham is number 4, Daisy Triska. So Triska tries the serve but doesn't get it over. We're back to Meredith Perry as our server.
Now for the Knights, we have number 12, Meredith Perry.
So Astrid, where I was asking you about your overhand serve, underhand serve, if you were out there and if you were Meredith right now, would you give an overhand serve a try, or would you feel comfortable in this game to do that?
Personally, I wouldn't. I would rather just stick with what is safe. Because if it's not broken, don't fix it.
That's good thinking. I'm sure that your coach is happy to hear that. So that's Geneva Bernard, our server. And she gets it over the net. Okoto returns it, and now it's a back and forth battle. 2 hits. The Knights put it back over. And it just 2 players tried for it at the same time, and no one called for it. And then in the end, it ends up rolling out of bounds, and a point for Dr. Loge. So that was Emma Peltier who tried at that serve and just wasn't able to get it across the net. So now we have number 3. That's Bella Levi. She's going to be our server here. She tries an underhand serve and just can't get it across.
Now for the Knights, we have Carly Akoto going for the serve.
So Carly with an underhand floater sends it across. The Eagles with 3 hits, but it lands out.
And the Knights win the game.
So that takes us to the end here. That's 25-14. That wraps up our 5th and final set. So that concludes our coverage of Tier 2 girls volleyball here from the Dr. Loge Gymnasium. On behalf of Dr. Loge, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I want to thank Jessica and Astrid for providing some color. I want to thank Mrs. Reed for doing the panning camera. And I want to thank Erica Doyle for keeping everyone in line here at the broadcast booth. And for Mr. McCullum, our executive producer and showrunner here.